What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports. You're watching our college football channel. We continue with our 2023 predictions. Vanderbilt is up next. Let's take a look at some of the other predictions for the Commodores. 4.0 and 8.0. That's what the FPI says, so 4 and 8. Athlon also has them at 4 and 8. The over-under is at 3.5. Of course, this is a team that surprised a lot of people last year. Went 5 and 7, won a couple of SEC games. And again, this is not the same Vanderbilt that we've seen in the past. This is a program that is more competitive. And I think we saw that for sure last year, both in the non-conference and conference season as well. But you look at this team this year, and I don't really see them getting much better. I don't know. They might be a little bit worse with some of their losses. It's just they're still talent-wise so far behind everyone else in the conference. Again, I think it's going to be a situation where they are more competitive in their games, but finding wins, it's just tough. And if Vanderbilt's about as good as they were last year, the problem is a lot of these other teams in the SEC are getting better and are going to be better than they were last season. So again, schedule, it makes it tough, and I think the wins are going to be hard to come by. I do think they're able to beat Hawaii and Alabama A&M, so they get off to a 2-0 start with wins in those two games. And then you got Wake Forest. Interesting matchup. I think they've got a shot in this game. I really do. Wake Forest going to have a really good offense, and they're going to have a defense that probably struggles. And you look at Vanderbilt, they're not going to have a really super explosive offense. They're not going to have a great defense, but they're going to be okay in both areas. I don't really see an area where that jumps out to where I'm saying, hey, this team's going to be really good at this, or they're going to really struggle at this position. I mean, they're just kind of decent across the board. That's just kind of how you see Vanderbilt. But Wake Forest is the opposite. Wake Forest is going to be really good on offense and probably struggle on defense. I just don't know if Vandy's going to be able to score enough points in this game. I'm going to go with Wake Forest. Game is on the road as well, but I think it's competitive. I think Vandy has a shot in that game. They play UNLV next on September the 16th. I think this is a win for Vanderbilt. Even on going on the road, I think they're able to get it done. Kentucky next on September the 23rd at home. Opportunity for a big win. I don't think it's going to happen, though. This Kentucky team is going to be good. This is going to be a good Missouri team with a really good defense. I think that defense is the difference here in this game, so I'm going to say Missouri beats them as well. I know they beat Florida last year, but this time it's at the Swamp. Really tough place to play. I just don't see them winning again, so I'm going to go with Florida there. I'm going to say Georgia's not close at all. This is probably a blowout loss for Vanderbilt, and you're going to get the theme here. Ole Miss next on the road. Too much offense, kind of the same story as Wake Forest. I don't see Vandy winning this game. Auburn is an interesting one. Really not sure how good they're going to be this year. Maybe this is a winnable game for Vanderbilt. If they played last year, I think Vandy probably would have won that game. But I do think Auburn's going to be improved this year, and I think it'll be enough for them to win. A pretty close game, but I'm going to go with the Tigers in that one. Then you got South Carolina next on the road. Tough place to play. Don't really see Vandy winning that one. And Tennessee, kind of the same story. Tennessee just going to be too good. So I don't see them winning any SEC games this year. If they get one, it's probably going to be Missouri or Auburn, maybe Kentucky. Again, I don't think Vandy's going to be terrible, but I just, when you put them head-to-head against these other teams in the conference, I don't really see them beating anyone. If I was just doing a projected record here and just looked at the schedule, I'd say, yeah, they'll probably beat somebody. They'll probably, go 4 and 8. But when it comes down to picking each individual game, it just never really worked out for me to give them a win in the SEC. So I've got them going 3 and 9. Not saying they're going to be worse than last year, but I think the record will be worse. Again, partially because of how good these other teams are in the conference. But again, I think they are going to finish at the bottom of the SEC. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Anybody got Vandy going to a bowl game? Give me your predictions down in the comments below.